If you have RedNote on your phone, your data could be compromised. That report comes from a group called the Citizen Lab based out of the University of Toronto. They looked at the security of the app and how it encrypts user data. The group found 3 core vulnerabilities in the app, which reportedly had over 300 million monthly active users in 2023. The author said people on the same network as you and your internet provider can see what you're watching on the app, and even get access to your files on your phone that you've granted RedNote access to. This could be your ISP, internet service provider, someone on the same Wi-Fi as you, or even your local government. I wanted to know more, so I reached out to one of the authors.
The thing that was very notable about these particular sets of vulnerabilities is that it's not just about the Chinese government. It means if you're using it in Canada, the Canadian ISPs have more information about your browsing.
But ultimately, I wanted to know if the app could be dangerous in a privacy sense. Her response, it depends. If you're high risk for foreign surveillance or government surveillance, then maybe you should wait until this issue is resolved. Those at risk could be people like government officials or even business leaders. But RedNote isn't the only app with this issue. To understand why, here's a quick encryption lesson. If you're browsing on a website and you see the HTTPS, the S is important here.
The S stands for secure. That means that connection to that website is using TLS.
TLS stands for Transport Layer Security. That's what's considered standard. What it does is hide data from third parties, essentially stopping those bad actors from gathering your data. The majority of websites and apps that you use likely have this encryption standard, including apps like WhatsApp, Instagram, and Snapchat. But Wang says some apps based in China lag behind and don't use TLS. That makes data on these apps vulnerable for the taking, and that includes RedNote. Even TikTok, which is owned by the Chinese parent company ByteDance, had this issue before, but that was resolved in 2020. But even if your data is encrypted from those bad actors, your data is still subject to the laws in whichever country it's being stored. And that data, of course, can still be sold to marketing companies and advertisers too. At some point, it becomes less of a security issue and more of a privacy issue.
Even if, hackers or ISPs or governments can't access the data that you're browsing on Instagram, Instagram will still have the information. They might sell it to advertisers. The advertising network will still have the information. And then the government can legally request that information from Instagram.
So will RedNote fix this? Wang said developers are pretty quick to fix these issues once they've been brought to light. Wang flagged the issue to RedNote's developers, but it's not yet been resolved. We reached out to RedNote and we've not received a response.